Hello, this is Tina Ford. I am the Events and Scheduling Manager here at Trinity, and part of that job is managing the Tspace platform. We have recently made some modifications to the system to better centralize events and incorporate the previously known event information form into your event request here. In this training, I'll familiarize you with your dashboard, go over the steps of requesting an event, show you the scheduler process, and explain the approving authority role and responsibility. This is your dashboard right here. This is your home page. Every time that you open Tspace, this should be the first thing that pops up. So we can start over here with your quick search options. This is where you can search for events. This is where you search for locations. You can search specifically for Laurie Auditorium, and this information will pop up over here on the left side. Your calendar view to see what's going on, or availability view to see specifically what times things are happening in each space. This button will always bring you back here to your dashboard, to your home page. In the same way you search for locations, you can search for events, resources, and even organizations. If you have any starred rooms, starred events, starred resources, they will all pop up here also on your dashboard. As a starred location, you can just click on it and it will bring you to these calendar, availability, or even list view. Another way that you can do this is by going to search, and by searching for Laurie Auditorium, you can toggle this down here with events, resources, organizations as well. If you know when your event should take place or where your event should take place, I suggest using these options. They will narrow down event locations or event times for you to make your process a little easier. To just start an event from scratch, you can either click this button up here to the right, the event form, or go down to the center to specifically create an event. So this is your starting from scratch event. No information has been filled out, but I did go ahead and create an event just to go over with everybody over here. So we have started with this new event that's already been filled out. We are hosting the Tic-Tac-Toe Championship here at Trinity University. This is a required field because we do need to know what event you'll be hosting. Try to be a little bit detailed here. Your event subtitle is not required and is much less important. Use this at your leisure. Your event type is very important. We have narrowed this down from 42 event types to about 7. And they are in alphabetical order, so that's how you see these. Exam is utilized obviously as an exam, either midterm, final exam, something that is happening academically but outside of the regular class hour. External event is any event happening on campus in which the public is invited to or a third party is invited to. If we are having a new speaker come on campus and more than just the class is invited to this, faculty and staff are invited, parents are invited, that sort of thing, it would be an external event. Greek organization is only to be utilized by Greek organizations, student organizations. Guest stay is for anybody staying in the Holt Center apartments. Internal event would be something similar to the Strategic Communications and Marketing Department hosting a meeting, or risk management hosting a meeting internally for their department only. Or even if those two departments are having a meeting together, it's still only Trinity affiliated. It is an internal event. Student organization would be utilized by student organizations. And vehicle will be utilized if you are renting a van, renting a car or a truck through Tspace. So we have gone ahead and selected external event, and your event custom attributes, which we will talk about later, are dependent on the event type that you select. So please be wary of this. The primary organization for this event is also very important, as we want to know who is sort of in charge of the event, who is taking the lead here. So in this case, we do have University Communications. If you want to add any organizations, this is where you would do this. You click Edit, start typing, or you could use filters, whether it's an academic department, an administrative department, etc. Our expected head count for this championship event is about 75 people, so we put this here. This is also very important, especially when selecting your room. If you don't already have a location in mind, this will definitely help you in terms of making sure that there is a space big enough for your audience. This also helps us to know what to expect on campus. If there are going to be any parking issues, if there's going to be an overflow of people on campus at any given time, it's really important for the university to know that. Your event description is very important also, especially for external facing events. If you want your event to be on the events.trinity calendar that's externally facing, your description must be at least 160 characters to be published. But you also want to give the most information possible, as you're trying to lure the external community to your event. So this helps to market your event to the public. Your event date and time is very important, as this will help your event request process. So January 30th, 2020 from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. This event begins and ends on the same day, and the actual event duration is 4 hours. Now, if I want setup time, takedown time, post and pre-event time, that's hidden here in additional time. Please don't forget to add this information in, as it is very important for the setup team to know, for the room, the space SARs to know, and for people like TUPD, facility services, etc. So we have 2 hours of setup time, an hour of takedown time. While the event time is only 4 hours, the entire reservation is 7 hours. This is very, very important for us to know how long you actually need the room, and also how long the actual event is. Again, if this is going on the events.trinity calendar, you want the event to show up as 4 hours and not 7 hours, so that people don't get there 2 hours early and they get there on time. This is not a repeating event, but if it were, this is where you would add that information in. If you wanted a repeating pattern of daily, weekly, monthly, this is how you would do it. Or you can go through the calendar and just select another day. Your event location, we have already requested the Fiesta room. However, if you didn't already know of a room that you wanted and you were trying to just guess based on your head count, what you would do is go through any saved searches. Let's say you know that you want this to be in the University Center, and you enforce the head count. It will show you what is available and how big the capacity is. In here, in View Occurrence, this is where you go and request the layout of the room. Obviously, we want this in banquet style, so it's pre-selected. But if you wanted it in rectangle tables or theater style, this is where you make that selection. You can also add instructions. Right here we have, please set up the room with all tables in the front by the stage, and the rectangle tables in the back by the stairs for food and beverage. And that information will go directly to your scheduler, who's managing the space for you. Event resources is something that does need to be utilized. We've already added tables, but just to show you kind of how this process can work in a couple of different ways, you can type in what you're looking for. And this will show you. So I want to request 75 chairs, as that's how many people I believe are coming, and go ahead and request, make sure it's added below here. Or you can look, let's reset this, you can look by category and look by campus security and facility services and housekeeping. I know that I'm going to want some of these resources, so I can go through and search for these specifically. I want to make sure that the stairwells are clean, as people will come into the Fiesta room through the stairs, or something of that nature. So there are a couple different ways that you can utilize resources. Now all of these have been added to your event. If you have any files to attach, this is where you do them. If you have a speaker and you want their headshot used for this picture, this is where you can add that. If you're having alcohol at your event, you can add your signed alcohol policy form here as well. And the event custom attributes that are now required is one of those other big changes that we made to incorporate the event information form. So I'll go through each of these, talk a little bit about what they mean and why they're important. So the third party or non-Trinity University service or resources, we need to know if there's anybody else coming on campus to assist with the event, whether that's a vendor or the news, the media, which is in the next question, or something of that nature. So right here we have that the Tic-Tac-Toe League of America will be on campus helping us with this event, as this is obviously the regional championship. The anticipated media coverage is the next question. TSPN Live is not a real media network, but we made it up for this event because we thought it was fun. So TSPN Live will be here to record everything. In reality, if you're having any kind of media coverage, whether that is the news, if it's a newspaper or something like that, we do need to know if they'll be here on campus. Is this a ticketed event? Yes, it is. This is just a yes or no question. If you don't know, go ahead and put yes just in case, and then you can put that information that you're not sure of down at the bottom in internal notes. Do you need access to the Trinity University network? No. Is there a potential for disturbance or demonstration? A lot of the times there will not be, and if there's not, go ahead and put not applicable. But if you think that there is going to be potential for disturbance or demonstration, go ahead and write it here, and that way we're just aware and prepared as a university. Is there a faculty or staff member to oversee this event? This is a contact person, so anybody in the Trinity University network will be here, and you can search for specific people even if that person is yourself. If you are going to be there to oversee the event, type in your own name. That is perfectly fine. Will minors be involved? Yes. Even if they're there as guests, they are involved minors. Will there be alcohol present? No. So a lot of these are yes or no questions. They're pretty easy to fill out, and these are the only ones there, so we didn't make it too long for you. The next part of this is categories. Categories is really important, especially for a marketing aspect for these external events, to know what type of event you're hosting, who is your audience, and anything else that we might need to know about your event. So it doesn't show up right away. You do have to click this edit button, and then all of these will pop up for you. There are things in here about if it's going to be live streamed through Tiger Network, if it's going to be on the calendar. For calendar approval must be selected. This is to add it to the events.trinity.edu calendar. This is very important. Students are part of your audience. Parents are part of your audience. There are going to be 75 extra people on campus, so parking might be a concern. It's open to the public. It's a game. It's part of recreation and athletics. It's a competition, etc. Please select all that apply in this area. And then if there are any internal notes, we have 3 Trinity students competing. It's not necessarily major information, but it's good information internally to know. Again, if you have any questions about these yes or no answers that are sort of pending, this would be a good place to add that information. Finally, the affirmation of policy compliance. I have read and agreed to abide by the university's policies governing facilities use, camps and programs with minors, and serving alcohol at the university events. To review these university policies, click here. This is a clickable link that will take you to the policies page. You click here to agree, and before you click save, go ahead and read these. After saving this event, go to event details. That will take you directly to the event details page of this event. It's sort of like a dashboard for your specific event. Create another related event. That means that this event that you're about to save and the next one you're creating will be linked together, but they are not the same event. Or create a related copy of this event, meaning once you click save, a new window will open with all of this information already selected, and you can change little things here and there, maybe the date and time, maybe the contact person, maybe some of those required custom attributes, but these events will be very, very similar and also related to each other when you click on them. And now that we've saved our event, and you're at your dashboard for your actual event, you have all of your information here. The status is in draft. This is your reference number, and you have your date and time pinned here at the top. The rest of these tabs you can sort of toggle through at your need. But you have all of your information, your event type, organization, who's the requester, who's the scheduler. If you kind of hover over here a little bit, it will show you who your scheduler is, what their email address is, and their phone number in case you ever need to get a hold of them to make changes. Once this event has been confirmed, the only person who can make changes or edits is the scheduler. You have your description here, any internal notes, and you have your categories ready to go. Your custom attributes are right here. So your approving authority, yourself, the scheduler can see everything that they need moving forward to make sure that the event can take place. Your occurrences are over here, especially important if you have more than one occurrence. This is where that related event or copy of event come into place. All of your resources are here, your layout and your instructions are here, your setup, start time, end, and take down time are all here. Your event preferences are also here for an easier look. If you look at calendar view, it's only going to show your event on Thursday, January 30th from 1 to 5 p.m. Right now, there are no associated tasks, but once the scheduler has gone through and approved the room, then the tasks will be assigned to those who have resources and the approving authority.